Hello, dear hearts. Welcome to Connecting to Consciousness, where the focus is to explore, to question, and examine our perspectives. I'm Nasira Waters. Well, today I'm going to focus on our perspectives and the importance of understanding their origin and how they impact how we show up in the world. Because the reality is that our perspectives actually have a significant influence on how we show up in the world. Whether we are conscious of our perspectives or it's showing up through our subconscious, our perspectives significantly impact how we show up. Now, when I speak to perspective, I'm referring to our point of views, which are the way we see situations and circumstances, which are shaped over time. They're shaped through our upbringing and various experiences. Our perspectives also impact our perceptions, how we interpret things. And our interpretation of things, again, are formed and significantly influenced through our perspectives. Now, knowing this, I find that it's crucial that we are able to identify our perspectives in various areas of our lives, whether those perspectives are about ourselves, our family members, money, relationships, parenting, etc. It is crucial for us to be able to identify what our perspectives are. Now, I recall having to examine one of my perspectives and going through that process of examining that perspective, I was able to I was able to engage in a transformation that caused me to be more compassionate towards others and less judgmental, as well as that supported my process in becoming less aggressive and more assertive. And for me, once I was able to recognize that, and I have to also interject that my faith was a huge part of that process, as well as it took a willingness and and humility in order for me to be willing to look at my perspective around that particular situation. Now, as I said previously, our perspectives are formed and shaped through our experiences, and those perspectives our influence our relationships with others. It influences our intimate relationships, our friendships, our interactions with families, with employers and employees, just every aspect of life. And knowing this is, again, crucial for us to be able to identify our perspectives. So, what I invite you to consider is, what were the patterns in your family? Because the patterns that we were exposed to significantly shape our perspectives, our points of view. Also, what did those patterns teach us about ourselves, about relationships, about the world as a whole? It's important to be able to identify the patterns in our family that have shaped us. Now, as we go through that process of identifying our perspectives, I also invite you to consider, what are your current perspectives? What areas in your life do you sense a disconnect? What areas in your life do you sense discontent or even indifference? What areas do you experience being stuck or in conflict? As we look at those areas in our lives, we can start to question, what is my perspective around those areas? And once we consider what our perspectives might be, and please write them down, because sometimes the perspective that you come up with, it may or may not apply. So as you take time throughout this journey of self-discovery, you can look at specific patterns that you grew up with, that you've experienced, and you can start to examine them and ask yourself, how has this shaped my perspective? So, again, what is your perspective? Identifying our perspectives about specific areas in our lives allows us to begin to ask why. It allows us to explore the origins of our perspectives. It allows us to question whether or not those perspectives served us or are currently serving us. It allows us to re-examine the accuracy or inaccuracy of those perspectives. Again, identifying our perspectives helps us to get clear about how we're showing up in the world and how we may need to or want to shift in our perspectives. Oftentimes, we hold on to perspectives because we don't even realize that we have them. Sometimes we hold on to perspectives because we don't realize the detriment that is causing to us and those around us. Sometimes we hold on to perspectives because we are fearful of what would happen without having those perspectives. Even though the perspectives may not serve us, they may be harmful to us, but because this is what we know and this is our comfort level, we may be fearful of changing. What I can tell you is that for me, shifting my perspectives about specific areas in my lives has been transformative. So that when situations arise, I can now see them more clearly. And I know that my perspective may not necessarily be a perspective that's in service of the best part of who I am. It may not be a perspective that is serving where I want to go. And in fact, it may be a perspective that is hindering me. So, if you are willing to go on this journey of examining your perspectives and shifting where necessary, I invite you. Let's take this journey together. Until next time, live consciously.